beautiful night, June 28th, 2021. Ayesha, Karachi, Hameed, Harith, and Maria were siblings. They had a keen interest in traveling and reading and listening to scary stories. A little distance from their house was an old, mansion-like building that had been abandoned for a long time. One day, they decided that they would go out for a trip and spend a night in the mansion, returning home the next day. Their parents couldn't be told the real reason, otherwise, they would have objected. Finally, the appointed night arrived, and they left the house. They were more scared of the stories of the mansion than of the stories themselves. There was also some light there today. Gathering courage, all three entered together. Inside, everything was covered in dust and dirt. Spider webs were hanging on the tall walls, and there was a strange glow on the roof. Comma, to be continued. Seeing all this, they became even more frightened. When they looked ahead, there were 5 rooms, and all their doors were closed. Harith moved towards one room and pushed the door, and it began to open with a slight creak. At that moment, a large bird flew out from above his head. Harith stepped back in shock and looked up. Bats were hanging all over the roof. It was their eyes that were shining in the darkness. Meanwhile, the door that Harith had opened was slowly opening completely. Along with it, the doors of the other rooms also started opening on their own. When they turned to leave, they saw that the big door had closed silently. Suddenly, smoke began to emerge from the doors, and then the smoke increased so much that the path became invisible, and strange voices started to be heard. A strange horror is approaching them. They ran towards the door in fear. Although it was very difficult to see in the darkness and smoke, somehow they reached the door. They closed their eyes to avoid seeing this fearful sight. Together, they exerted